Hello guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we are going to go over DMVPN phase 1, and we are going to be configuring DMVPN phase 1 with IPsec on top of it, so we can provide data encryption, data confidentiality, integrity, and uh, the CAI available. So it's only going to provide actually data confidentiality and data integrity with IPsec, and with IPsec, you could encrypt your data to provide data confidentiality and hash your data to provide data integrity. So we are going to be using that, the NVPN phase 1 with IPsec and IKE version 1. So let's go ahead and start with the configuration since the configuration is already long. And if you have been following me on my YouTube channel, I have configured already IPsec, a site-to-site IPsec um, with IKE version 1, and I have also configured the DMVPN phase 1, but I have not combined both of them at the same time. So I'm not going to be explaining a lot of what the command do, um, but if you want to know what each command does, I suggest you go to my YouTube channel and watch a IPsec site-to-site VPN configuration, and also watch the DMVPN phase version 1 configuration. So let's go ahead and start with this configuration. The first thing that we need to do is that we need to create a tunnel. And this tunnel is going to be for that DMVPN tunnel. And we need to give it an IP address, first of all. This one's going to be /24. After we do that, what we want to do, we are going to do no split horizon. And this one's going to be EIGRP 10. After we do that, we need to go ahead and do an IP NHRP map multicast. This is going to be dynamic, and then IP NHRP. The network ID is going to be 10. The tunnel source is going to be gigabit 00, which is this one right here. Okay. After we configure that, we need to configure the tunnel mode GRE multipoint, and that is going to be it for now. So after we do that, we have to configure ERGRP. No auto summary network that we need to add is going to be 1.1.1, which is the IP address of my loopback address that is actually working like a network, so I can ping to it. And the other network is going to be that tunnel, that MGRA tunnel that I have configured. So that is good. So now we are done with this configuration. Now we need to move on to the configuration of IKE phase 1. And to configure IKE version 1 phase 1, we need to do a crypto map, or not a crypto map, crypto ISACamp policy. We're going to say policy 10. And from here, we need to provide an authentication method. This is going to be a pre-shared key, a hashing. We are going to do ND5, a encryption. We are going to do 3-des. Group number is going to be group number 2. And that is it for that. We're going to exit, and then we are going to go ahead and create a crypto ISACamp key. And the key we are going to call we are going to call this key DMVPN key. But now, if you remember, guys, from my site-to-site, from my IPsec site-to-site VPN configuration, over here, what you need to specify is an address, and you would specify an IP address of a remote location, so of a remote router. So if you were going to configure this for this spoke, then you would put this IP address right here. But since we are going to use the pre-share key for both of these devices, then what we're going to do is go like this. Use this pre-share key for any network. So for any spoke, we are going to be using the same key, which is the NVPN key. Enter. Okay, so that is good, and we can do show run. Actually, we can do it at the end. Let's go ahead and keep going. And after we do that, we need to go ahead and configure um, IKE version 1 phase 2. And to do that, you need to configure a crypto IPsec transform set, and we're going to call this the T set. And from over here, we're going to do ESP AES with 256 and ESP SHA with HMAC. The tunnel or the mode is going to be transport mode. Good. After we do that, we need to go ahead and configure a IPsec profile. In crypto, you're going to do a crypto IPsec profile, and we're going to call this DMVPN profile, DMVPN profile, or IPsec profile, actually. So crypto IPsec DMVPN IPsec profile. And over here, what we need to set, all we need to do is attach the transform set that we have created. And the transform set that we created was called the T set. There it is. So after that has been configured, one last thing that we need to do is we need to go ahead and attach that to the tunnel that we have created. And I believe it was tunnel 0. Yep, so over here. Now what we need to do is protection, I believe, or tunnel protection IPsec profile, and we need to attach that profile that we just created. And there it is. That's good. Now let's go ahead and do show IP or do show run. We're going to do a section, crypto section. And since we are going to be using, let's do a leaf pad. Since we are going to be using the same authentication, so the same IKE version 1 phase 1 configuration, we can just go ahead and paste this right here, and we can use it for spoke number 2 and spoke number 3. Okay, so that is done. Also, if we could do a do show run, maybe IPsec. Okay, so from IPsec, we can go ahead and copy this key. We are going to use the same. If it is not here already, oh, everything is here from that crypto. So from when I did the do show run crypto, you can see that we got the ISACAMP policy, which is IKE version 1 phase 1, and then we got the key, and we also got the transform set and the DMVPN profile. So that is good. This is all we need. So we have phase 1 and phase 2 over here. Okay, so let's see what else we need to do. I think we are done from the hub. So since we are done from the hub, we need to go into spoke number. Let's start with spoke number 2. And from over here, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and configure. First of all, I want to configure all of this right here. We can just go ahead and copy it. Config T, paste it. All done. Exit. And let's go ahead and create the tunnel or the interface tunnel 0. And from over here, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and configure that IP address, which is 192.168.1.2 for spoke 2. After that is configured, we need to go ahead and configure a IP NHRP map. IP NHRP map, and this one is going to tell it where the NHS is. We need to provide the NBMA IP address. And the NHRP IP address, which is this one. So this is telling us is that to reach this logical tunnel, you need to take this 192.1.10.1, which is this one right here. Okay. So after that is done, we need to specify where to send the multicast packets. So you want to send that to the NBMA address. Then IP NHRP network ID, we're going to be using 10. And then we need to specify what the NHS is. So IP, NHRP, NHS is going to be this one right here. So we are good. After that is done, we need to go ahead and specify the tunnel protection with IPsec profile. And the IPsec profile that we configured was DMVPN IPsec profile. Let's go ahead and attach it right here. That is good. So now, if we could copy everything that we configure, this is going to be interface tunnel. This is going to be for the spoke number 3, the IP address. We just need to configure. This is going to be the only thing that we need to configure or change. Goes like that. Then we need to go ahead and the map is going to be the same. So actually, let's do if we do show IP show run section interface tunnel 0. Is that going to show me anything? No. Do show run. Let's just do show run. This should give me all the commands that I need. So therefore, I need to copy it one by one. If we go into right here, you can go ahead and actually we provided most of it. So we can just go ahead and copy this and paste it right here. There we go. NHRP, NHRP network, NHRP, NHS, tunnel protection, IPsec tunnel. So that looks good and everything looks good. So now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and copy this and go ahead into the spoke number 3. Config T, or actually I forgot to do something on this spoke. So exit, and we need to do a router, RGRP 10, no outer summary, network, 2.2.2.2, which is my loopback address, and then network 192.168.1.0, 255. That should form a network adjacency. It did not do it. And let's show IP route. Show IP RGRP neighbors. Nope. So something was. Let's do show run section RGRP. Okay, so we configure this network 192.168.1.0. I'll be able to do ping 192.1.10.1. We're able to do that. Interesting. Let's do or show IP NHRP. We have it right here. Show IP NHRP. We don't have any NHRP mapping. Show run. Let's see if I miss a configuration over here. So multicast, no split horizon, network ID, source. I don't think I did a source for spoke 2, so that's why I config T, interface tunnel 0, tunnel source. I believe I didn't do a source, so tunnel source gigabit 00, and tunnel destination. I believe the destination has to be the NBMA IP address. There we go. And there we go. So I forgot to do this. That's why it was not working. So we can go ahead and copy this and paste it on our configuration. And also tunnel source gigabit 00. Okay, so that's why it was not coming up, but now it is working. Let's go ahead and spoke number 3 and also do that router NHRP 10 no auto summary and network 3.3.3.3, which is the loopback address that we have configured over here, and then network 192.168.1.0.255. Let's go ahead and create the IKEv version 1 phase 1 and phase 2. That is done. Now let's go ahead and create this tunnel. Paste. That is done. And then let's go ahead and create that router NHRP 10. There it is. Ended. So now if we do a couple commands so we can verify our configuration, if we do a show crypto ISACamp SA, you can see right now it is in idle, but it is active. Let's do a show crypto IPsec SA. You can see right here that it is working because we have some encapsulation in the capsulation, and this is probably due because of NHRP sending packets. And you can see that the local identity is 192.1.30.1, and the identity of the remote, which is the hub, is 192.1.10.1. And we only have a connection with the hub because this is a DMVPN phase version 1. And DMVPN phase version 1 only creates a spoke to hub or hub to spoke tunnel. It does not create a tunnel between the spoke to spoke. Okay. And you can see right here um, more stuff on it. And also what you could do, we could do more. We can do a show DMVPN detail. And from over here, you can see that the tunnel was created using IKE version 1, and you can see that it is up and active, and the inbound has decrypted 28 packets and encrypted 29 packets. The second state is open. IPsec flow is to permit host 192.1.30.1 to the host, which is the tunnel interface or the logical interface of this, and this is the NBMA IP address of that of the host that we want to permit. This is like the Proxy-acl. Okay, so you can see everything is working right here. If you go to the hub, you can also do more testing over here. If we do a show crypto IPsec SA, you can see the same thing. It is the encapsulation, and the encapsulation keeps going up. And if we do a show DMVPN detail, you can see that we have these two peers right here, which is spoke number 2 and spoke number 3, and it is up and running. And then you can see over here the configuration for the two tunnels, and there is this one right here, which is a local tunnel, and we have two tunnels right now. We have one, which is the local IP address, which is this one, and then we have a connection with the remote, and you can see that we're using port 500, and that's because we're not using NAT, we're not using network area translation, and when we're not using network area translation, the IKEv1 and IPsec uses port 500, and you can see what we are permitting over here. You can see how many packets we have encrypted and decrypted um, from the spoke number 2, decrypted and encrypted. And then there is the other tunnel right here, which is this local IP address, the same local IP address, right? The only thing that is changing is a remote IP address, which is the remote IP address of spoke number 3, and this one is for spoke number 2. And you can see that we have encrypted 45 packets and decrypted 45 and encrypted 45 packets. So it is working just like the way we wanted it. Show IP NHRP. You can see that we have 2 dynamics tunnel that have been created, and everything is working like I said, just the way we wanted it. Everything working good. And if we go ahead and for spoke number 2, let's do a debug. Let's see if I remember a debug engine or debug packet engine. So it is, recognize command, debug crypto engine packet is turned on. So now you can see that whenever we send a packet, it is being encrypted, and right now it is sending packets for EIGRP route, and that's why it keeps encapsulating and decapsulating. And also, if we go ahead and ping, let's go ahead and ping 192.168.1.3, which is spoke number 3. You can see right now that it is encrypting everything, as you can see right here. So let's go ahead and do an on-off to stop debugging. So you can see that everything is working the way we wanted it. So we have successfully configured DMVPN phase 1 with IKEv version 1 and IPsec on top of it. So it is being decrypted and encrypted. So on the next video, what we're going to be doing is that we are going to configure the MVPN first version 2, and in first version 2, you guys are going to see a little bit of a different configuration, and you guys are going to see that we're going to be able to build 2 tunnels, and it's going to be a spoke to spoke tunnel and also a spoke to hub tunnel, and they're both going to be encrypted. And thank you guys for watching this video. And if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at TCNA Daily Tips. And if you do not have a Twitter account, go ahead and create a Twitter account and then follow me on Twitter. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye bye. Love you.